Hey, what's up, family? It's a beautiful Friday evening. The sun is about to set here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. I had to go back home and switch out and get a little comfortable, but I'm back in the office just for a few moments to not only reflect on this past week, but to set the trajectory for next week. It's always good for me to do it on Friday as opposed to wait until Saturday or Sunday or Monday. I want to be way ahead of the game when Monday comes, but that's for another time to conversate on that. What I wanted to share with you today is something that I've been talking to my business community about all week, particularly as we prepare for the fourth quarter of 2021. And that is how to manage your money risks. How to manage your money risk. Now, one of my financial programs that I teach for our coaching clients and on our online training university is a financial program that's centered around the 7 things that actually help you to successfully manage your money risk. And there's a reason why 8 out of 10 Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and 8 out of 10 Americans don't even have $1,000 saved up that they don't have to use. So think about it. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, if you don't have at least $1,000 saved, set aside that you don't have to touch anytime soon, that means you're one of the 8 out of 10 Americans that's struggling and that just feels as if to some extent there's no hope for you. Well, there is hope, but the hope, more specifically speaking, is getting the right information. So think about it. If you don't have at least $1,000 and if you are living paycheck to paycheck, you're one of the 8 of 10 Americans that's living that way. So most of America is living that way. But now let's think about how much have you heard about money? How much have you learned? Think about all the videos you watch and all the gurus and moguls and all the experts and financial strategists and business, business leaders that you've heard talk about money, how many episodes of Shark Tank you've watched, how many times you've read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, how many times your uncle, your auntie, your mama, them and cousins and co-workers or your pastor or your community leader. Think about all the information you have gotten in. And despite all that information, you're still where you are. It's not to make you feel bad or make anyone feel bad, because it's not condescending. It's actually ascending in nature, because I want to elevate you in your finances, in your business, in your dreams. But I must first elevate the way you think so that you can receive the right information. So most Americans are in that position because they don't have the right information. They're not learning information that's actually going to get them out of the rut that they're in. But just these 7 simple things could be used to actually help you learn to manage your money risk. The first thing is you have to learn about financial planning. And I'm not talking about going to a financial planner, because if you're struggling, nobody at Charles Schwab or Merrill Lynch wants to talk to you. For what? You ain't got no money for them. All right. So we're not talking about that kind of financial planning. Financial planning is about you focusing on and figuring out and fleshing out and filtering and putting in writing in stone what your personal, professional, and financial goals are, and qualifying those goals with real information, not with just lies and dreams, but real stuff. And then you quantify that with numbers. That's what financial planning is about. Financial planning is about looking at where you are in your life, where you should be, where you want to be, where you don't want to be, and creating a game plan to get there. And that has to be qualified and quantified. Number 2, you have to learn how to track your income and expenses. You have to download an app. We're not talking about finding a piece of paper and writing stuff down, but it can start there. You got to know how much money is coming in every day and how much money is going out every day. When I say that to most people, they like, what you mean how much money is coming in and going out? I don't make money every day. I work 5 days a week, or I work part-time. Well, just divide how much you make in a month by 30 days. Divide how much you spend every month by 30 days. And that will show you how much you are making and spending every 30 days. No matter how many days you get paid or how many days you work or don't work, you still need to understand it from a day-to-day basis. Because every day you wake up, you are making something. And every day you wake up, even if you ain't making nothing, period, you're spending something, or it's at least costing you. You have to learn to track your income and expenses. The third thing is you got to learn about taxes, not to be an expert, but to at least understand the fundamentals of financial categories for tax purposes. So we have labor income, we have active income, and we have passive income. Now, for tax purposes, certain income is treated different. So when you're listening to a lot of internet salespeople who are trying to tell you, oh, you can make passive income. Yeah, but is that income going to be considered passive for tax purposes? You have to at least understand those fundamentals, because that's going to have a lot to do with how you strategically move forward to go beyond just managing that money, but actually multiplying that money. And then you got to learn about banking. Your banking relationship shouldn't be just you opening up a bank account, putting money in the bank so they can go make money off of it. And then the other banking relationships most people have are banking relationships with institutions who are giving us loans for cars, clothes, condos, and all that kind of stuff that doesn't bring anything back to us other than problems, pain, and a lot of memories about what we woulda, shoulda, coulda did. You also have to learn about risk management. Risk management is about layering and blanketing every area of your life with certain things like health insurance, life insurance, liability insurance. As an entrepreneur, if you're like me in ministry and in business, and I'm a preacher, I'm a speaker, I'm a consultant, I'm a coach, I have to have certain insurance to cover what I say and the type of advice I give. So risk management is very, very important, especially with how many times we see people, with all due respect, but we see people having to do GoFundMes and having to really raise money to just do some of the fundamentals that should have been covered if someone managed the risk of that person's life or of that person's estate or of that business or that church or that family unit. And then we have, beyond risk management, we have investments. Because once you line all of those things that I just mentioned up in place the proper way, and you're able to qualify and quantify those things, that's going to have a lot to do to determine what you invest in. One of the greatest investments you can make is in yourself. You should be putting a whole lot of money in learning and growing and developing and getting around the right people who are challenging you and pushing you to be a better version of yourself, so that you can see a better version of your finances, your life, your family, your church, your community, your world. That's how it works. It starts with you. And then once you have invested in you enough, you blanket that by investing in your finances, your business, your dreams, and those types of things. And then last but not least, the seventh thing is retirement. Retirement is not about an age. Most people who waiting for a certain age to retire ain't gonna have enough money to retire because they didn't manage their risks and go through the whole list. They didn't plan financially. They didn't track their income and expenses. They didn't understand tax liabilities. They didn't have a good banking relationship. Like, this stuff works like nothing else when you understand it and wrap your mind around it. But the last one is risk management. Risk management has more to do with how you exit each phase in your life. Like, for example, I can retire from a certain role when I understand retirement as a form of exiting. I can retire from my role as the CEO. I can retire from my role as a business owner and sell the business. And now I can retire in the form of moving into my after work years. Most people, when they get to quote unquote retirement or after work years, they can't live in it and enjoy it because they didn't plan for it prior to getting to that point. So those are the 7 things that I teach. If you want to know more about it, of course, you can always click the link, visit Ramonepreston University. We have an online training program. We give you access to it for a year. There's no way you will not be a better version of you and yourself, especially in your business and your finances, getting that information for a year. But we also have a 1-year business coaching program where me and my team, we personally coach you in addition to training you and educating you. We also have other services that could actually meet the criteria of what you're looking for. So if there's anything I can do, feel free to text your boy, reach out to me, or visit our platform. The number you can text is 404-478-7213. And our main web portal is Ramonepreston.com. There you will see links to our consulting firm, our coaching program, our university training program, our certification program, our licensing program. We are literally engulfing every space we can with information to help our people get to the next level. Love you, praying for you. Have an amazing week. And I look forward to hearing so many amazing testimonies from so many of you that are in our community already.